Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the weekly reading for the collective, not the weekly reading, the weekly reading for the collective for the week of January 9th through the 16th. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I do daily readings with Nancy Jean. I do weekly readings that are available for members. I just finished them. So the the weekly readings are available for members. It's $2.99 a month. Please join. I also do monthly readings for everybody, and sometimes I do new moon or full moon or eclipse, equinox, depending on how busy I am a particular month. Little pre-message is you can get through it. That's my little pre-message. My little pre-message is you can get through it. So I guess that means that it's going to be an interesting and trying week. Okay. You know, and what else did I want to say? I offer private readings. I also offer IET, which is a healing modality, which can help you to transform energy. And I have really beautiful things available on my website, ripecolor.com. I hand make t-shirts and scarves, et cetera, et cetera. Please visit. And that is that. So let's see what's going on for the collective for this coming week. As some of you know, especially we're in Mexico this week, canceled the trip because of what's going on. It's not really the time to travel. So, and I don't really know when that's going to open up. None of us really do. It's like, okay, well, this is what we've been dealt, and we're going to get through it together, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And, you know, I said last week too, it's like, well, there's probably something in New York that's going to be offered like in the next, you know, I'm supposed to leave on the 12th. You know, there's something here for me. There's no mistake. The universe is very efficient. So sometimes when things don't work out the way they were supposed to, supposedly, according to my plan, it's like, well, maybe the universe has something interesting and better for me, you know? Okay. Away we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. The 7. So the 7 is really about having confidence that you have the high ground. Having confidence. This is sort of like, so it snowed this week in New York. It was only like 6 inches, not that much. But I remember when I was a kid, we would get these mega snowstorms. I grew up in Brooklyn and we lived on the corner. So the snowplow would come and they would plow all the snow from the whole block up into the corner. So there'd be this big mountain of snow and you'd play King of the Mountain, you know. So you'd get to the top, and it was really icy and you got to get to the top. And it's like all the other kids trying to get to the top. It's like, I have the top. And if you had a really good vantage on the top, you could stay there for a long time. So that's what this is about. So it's kind of like you have the high point on the hill. So have confidence. Have confidence. Wheel of Fortune, evolution. This is really about evolution. It's about, you know, the wheel changing in your favor, but it's also really about evolution of the soul. So there's something, you're lifted, right? And sometimes, you know, you deal with a problem and you deal with it well, or it, you know, maybe it's an old problem that you dealt with in a new way and it worked out into your benefit. Maybe all the experiences of the past have helped you to, you know, deal with it in a new way, to change your perspective and to change your fortune, and to change your, and to evolve you into being more you. And we have the 10. So the 10, you know, is about completion of something. This is another 10. So maybe there's something that you've made peace with, you know, like an emotional thing that maybe this is toward the end of it. And, sometimes at the end of something, it, could be particularly painful, particularly trying, but it's like, okay, well, I've made peace with this and now I can move into something new. Interesting. Another 10. Wow. A new way of thinking. The dawn is rising, right? So this is the death of a way of thinking, right? This could be the end of a relationship. I know it sounds weird, but I get 3 10s. So 10s are about completion. Like there's something that's complete. There's a peace that's been made. There's a peace that's been made. So that you can actually see something new. You know what I feel like today? So today it feels like she's scrying in the water. So to scry is to see a reflect. So when you have like a crystal ball, you scry, or you can scry in a body of water. So it's they would scry also. I think the Mayans scried in obsidian, which is volcanic glass, which was reflective. So it's sort of like, well, I have a new vision coming through, like a spiritual vision, or like something from source that helps me to see things, helps me to see what the future is going to be, helps me to see a new inspiration, a new hope. And I think that happened because you have 3 10s. You have 3 10s. I almost thought of like a 4th 10 was going to come up. The King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles has knowledge of security. So maybe the knowledge of security is in your vision for the future. Okay. Newness. He's also the student. I always see him as the student. It's like, oh, there's a new way to be more secure. There's a new way to make money. There's a new, it hasn't quite formed yet, but I'm getting these visions and these inspirations from my soul, from the heavenly bodies. Yet another completion in the beginning. Wow. So something is done. There's something really done. I think that there's an energy. You know what it is? I feel like we're all done with like living in a sense of when is this going to end? It's like, well, it's going to end when it ends, and it'll change when it changes. But meanwhile, I have to have a new vision and get forward and move forward with my new vision and have hope and have inspiration. And, enough is enough. I can live in the, it's like enough already. Enough already. Let's begin a new cycle. Let's decide collectively to begin a new cycle, because the light has yet to be revealed. So sometimes, you go through a certain situation, right? Situationship. And it's like, as it's going on and as it's falling apart and as it's not working, it's sort of like, oh my God, what's the lesson here? What's the lesson here? And then suddenly it's revealed. Then suddenly it's revealed. So even though this past 2 years has been, very trying for a lot of people, all of us really, whether you've been really affected or just somewhat affected, it's like, okay, what's the future we're all going to build? What's the future we're all going to build? And how are we going to get about doing that? We have to change our way of thinking. We have to change our way of thinking and have to rely more, I think, on our own inner selves to build this new world. Maybe that's a little bit of my opinion, not just reading cards. Yeah. Can I allow spirit in? What does spirit want of me? What does my higher self want of me? How can I bring that into the future? How can I bring my vision of the world into the future? And I think, this is also my opinion. It's like we're going to change the world by living our own best lives, by shining our own individual light, by each and every one of us being a star, right? If everyone's doing what brings them joy and what, their soul is calling for them to bring, then, we're all here for the benefit. Another 10. Something is done. Something to drop the burden. Something is done so that something new can, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. And the world. It is yet to be revealed. Have faith. There's a lot of have faith here. There's a lot of have faith. It's like, okay, it's not the way I foresaw it, but maybe my vision was too small. Maybe there's a bigger picture here. And I'm going to allow hope in. I'm going to allow inspiration in. I'm going to allow my dreams in. Because every time I try to build something in the physical world right here and now, it's like, so I have to come. I think it's, how do I say this? The new world is based in creating from here, creating from our soul, creating from our inner vision, not from the physical world, which is so unstable right now. That's the way forward. And that's where the stability lies. So sometimes, this is about stability. It's about a little mini celebration. But it's a card of home. And I think a lot of times, sometimes how I read this card is home is being a physical, being a spiritual being in a physical body on the earth at this time. So where is my, the stability in my soul and the stability in my heart and in my head combined is going to build something new. So this is really about in a lot of ways, it's about blind faith, because something is completely done. And, have a vision for the planet and for yourself and for those around you and for nation states, etc., that the new world has yet to begin, right? The new world of justice, of clarity, of kindness, of sharing, of balance, of fairness, of generosity. It's a very exciting time we're living in. So you can look at it from a point of, or you could look at it like we could build completely new stuff now. So I know I'm very optimistic. I'm going to throw one more card. You're in charge. We're in charge. This is also stability. It's also the card of Aries. Don't forget, Aries begins the entire year. And it's very interesting. So the glyph for Aries, the glyphs are very heavy. Not heavy. They're very profound, I should say. So the glyph of Aries, this is basically the glyph of Aries, right? You see that? Well-used notebook. So it's almost like all the energy of the universe comes into a point and creates. Like all the energy comes down into us on the physical level to, plant a seed that explodes and creates, right? And also the energy of Aries is really based in the energy of Mars. And the energy of Mars, it's very easy to see the energy of Mars is very negative, but the energy of Mars is I want and I'm going to get, right? It's assertive. It penetrates. It takes action. So that's what it's about. Very interesting little reading. And please check out the weeklies, become a member. It's $2.99 a month. Buy me a cup of coffee and maybe some new hats, I only have 40. All right. Blessings to you. See you soon.